Hello again. In this video, we're going to show a trip that we took out to Marathon, Florida in the Keys 2026. We stayed at a place called Captain Pip's Marina and a little floating houseboat lodge. We're able to rent a boat there the following couple days after a charter that we took called the Main Attraction. The charter was located just about 19 minutes straight up the road from our lodge, so this really was a nice convenient site, and these guys did a fantastic job. We had a beautiful sunrise that morning, so I decided to get up top of this boat so I could kind of get a better view of the canal as we headed out towards deeper water to where our fishing grounds were. Most of these canals have some really luxurious homes along the way, so they're in a no-wake zone. It takes a little while to get through this area, but you can enjoy these beautiful homes along the way. Once we cleared the canals, it was open water and time to get down to it. This boat had all the horsepower it needed to get rolling and get us out to start up our day of fishing. You have to head a few miles off the coast to get to a little bit deeper water and to get into where the reef starts, and the depth kind of drops at that point. Kind of where all of the charter boats and other people familiar with the area head first thing in the morning to start their daily fishing. Our first stop on the reef proved to be amazing. We even caught limits of yellowtail snapper and caught a grouper in addition. That really made the trip special. The action here was pretty much non-stop, and boy, we just had a great time there before deciding to move on to deeper water. The captain warned us it could get a little choppy out there, but we still wanted to pursue some mahi-mahi if at all possible. The technique out here involves making a dough-like concoction that is comprised of oats and various other mixture of fish scents and fish bits, etc. Really effective. Once you get used to this method, the action just really heats up. The fish really go after that stuff. This was my first trip catching yellowtail snapper, and while they're not the biggest fish in the ocean, they really tasted great. One of the biggest challenges that anglers face out here in Florida these days is seaweed known as sargassum. While it provides coverage and possibly some sort of a food source for the various fish species out there, it makes a real challenge for the angler. One of the highlights of the trip was this black grouper that was caught while fishing the reef here at the beginning of our charter. We knew something was up as both the captain and the deck mate turned, came over towards the heavier rod, took Ted's rod from his hand, handed him the larger electric reel, and the fight was
on. Now that's a grouper.
Barely was hurry. Black grouper, that is.
This was a beautiful fish, and what a thrill to be able to get him on the deck.
Right.
Fantastic part of our experience out here on this trip.
Right out. Right on, man.
Wow.
I said he was barely hooked. I said,
Nice.
This is what a big fish is.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a nice fish.
Took him 5 times to eat it.
Wow. That's a nice fish. That's
Here's a quick shot of Ted and his prize fish of the day. Okay, we're all happy. Time to go find some mahi-mahi. I was really impressed at how well this larger boat handled the rough sea and getting out to the deeper water.
Who's that? Hello, Mahi. Looks like a people back there. Keep a bit in the rod. Remember, you want to reel down, pull up.
Before you know it, we're on. These guys had a great technique for hunting mahi-mahi. The captain up in the tower was on the radio. The first mate had a headset on. The captain could actually communicate down to the first mate when he would spot a mahi-mahi, circle around and get ready for the action to begin.
There he is. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
Success. First mahi-mahi on the deck and in the tank. Congratulations, Ted. If you've never caught mahi-mahi before, or even if you have, these fish turn an amazing fluorescent green, turquoise blue ray of colors as they're being reeled in. Something about the adrenaline and the fight just makes them glow in the water, and they're absolutely beautiful.
This one might even be bigger.
And once we caught that first one, the fish just kept coming. The captain did a great job trolling around in the deep water, looking for items floating on the surface that might hold these fish, and it proved to be very productive, very effective. Trick commonly used when fishing for mahi-mahi is to leave the first fish in the water. This attracts other members of that same group of mahi-mahi to swim in and try to defend the member that's hooked up, and really can make for a thrilling experience as you see the other fish dart around and manage to hook up additional ones based on that first catch. When fishing out here, it's not uncommon to not only catch your fish, but also reel in a salad at the same time. Fish just kept coming. What a thrill. What a great way to spend the day.
Sweet. All right. Woo! Yeah. You wanted a mahi, huh? That's sweet, man. That worked.
Captain didn't lie. The water was pretty rough out there this day. The weather had been kind of on again, off again in terms of storminess and wind, but again, this boat handled it really well, and you got to go where the fish are, and boy, it really was a fantastic experience. So much excitement, as a matter of fact, I couldn't contain myself and had to break out in the traditional Mahi Mahi dance. I hope y'all have a good laugh with that one.
You got a good one. I think mine's another small one, but I'm not sure.
This was another double. I think we had a couple of them on this trip. A lot of fun when you get two fish on, you're bringing them in, you keep them in the water, you're attracting more, and the captain's hooking more and passing the pole around, and really kept the action rolling. Combining that with the big sea, trying to keep your balance. Just the adrenaline of it all was
beauty.
Really amazing.
Ready to bring it in? Oh, okay. Excellent. Oh, wow. Triple.
This double became a triple, and the fun continued. What an experience.
Wow, that's a beauty. Yeah, mine wore out. just worn out.
Well, that's 2 more in the tank before we turn around and head in for the day, and thank goodness that boat had more than 1 tank on board. Thank you to the crew of the main attraction for a wonderful experience and a great day of fishing. So now we're going to have a little fun, show you what we do with our catch. Do some fish tacos out by the lodge in the marina.
Time. Ted got into some mahi-mahi, first ever, congrats. Got grouper, which was incredible, some yellowtail snapper. And so we thought it'd be fun to kind of show what we're going to do with our catch. One of my favorite things to do when I'm out is do fish tacos. Got some bell peppers, got some seasoning. We're going to use our mahi-mahi fillets today. Throw those down on the grill and see what we can do with this. So I'm just going to use some Montreal steak seasoning because that's what we have on hand. Can't go wrong with that. I'm going to kind of just let this sit for a little bit while I'm getting the peppers ready. And the trusty bell peppers. Goes perfect with everything. And I like the color, so I tend to like put maybe half of each one of these in here just to give it some color. And part of it's psychological. They probably all taste kind of the same. I think with bell peppers, it's got to do with the degree of ripeness as to what color they are. But half aside for another meal. Yeah, look at that. And this meal is so simple. I go fishing many times when I'm out vacationing, and it doesn't matter whether you're using mahi-mahi, we could use tuna, use ono. I like sort of the lighter fish, like a mahi-mahi, wider fishes for this, but you can use really anything. The bell pepper just sort of That just sort of enhances the flavor of the fish. And really, I think I'm going to go ahead and chop up maybe the other half of another one of these. I kind of feel like I'm a little light on pepper here, on the bell peppers. So, yellow guy. That's just about right. Okay. So, one of the fun things about this is we're working with limited resources, and that kind of adds to the fun of it all. We've got an outdoor grill that Ted's brought along, a propane grill. We're going to just use some foil and get these bell peppers warmed up, softened up. And again, I do this quite often whenever I'm on vacation. If you know me, I love the ocean. It doesn't take a whole lot to do this recipe, and it's always a favorite of mine, and I think others that are around enjoy it as well. Wind might be a little bit of a challenge, but we like a good challenge, right? That's what I call improvising. So, I think in this case, I'm actually going to just sort of lightly coat our veggies with the oil directly. Make sure they get a nice little coating so they don't stick to our foil. Oh, look at that. A thing of beauty. And I'm going to close this and just let those soften up a little bit. So we're going to stir these up a little bit. Right now the goal is just to get them softened up. And so once we get them softened up and it starts to mix a little bit with the oil, then we'll add the fillets and sort of the fillets will be able to pull in the flavor from the peppers based on that. So you can hear it sizzling away in there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And so what I'm going to do as this starts to get a little more done, I'm going to start to break these fish up into little chunks. And the goal is really to get sort of like a fajita type situation going here. Ums are for editing. I would have liked to have taken out those bloodlines. So maybe we won't add that to the video, but we will get rid of them. Okay, so we've got some flour tortillas. I usually like to use a shredded Mexican blend of cheese for these. Got to have your sour cream and salsa, and it's really that simple. So we're going to go ahead and throw one of these together.
Product placement.
Let me see here. Make sure you get that.
So you were a weightlifter before, right?
Yeah.
I was a sprinter. If you need help, just let me know. Putting it.
There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is where the magic happens, as they say. And we're going to just get some fish in here and get some bell pepper. So the real key here, we're dealing with 100% never frozen, fresh, right out of the ocean mahi-mahi. You just can't get any better than that. So that's basically the base of our meal here. And then we've got our condiments with our sour cream and our cheese, as I mentioned earlier, and our salsa. And we'll throw one of these together real quick and give it the official quality seal of approval. Cheese. Always got to have my sour cream on any of my Mexican dishes. Bit of salsa. And there we have it. Now for quality control. Perfect. That's perfection.
We did rent a boat a couple of days following our charter from Captain Pip's Marina there. It was a great convenience to be able to dock right up next to our houseboat, which was our accommodations for this trip. The weather was not cooperative, to say the least. We had several rainstorms come in and go out, a lot of wind in between. Fishing was a little rough, but overall it was still a lot of fun, at least boating out there during the time we were able to do so. Fishing may not have been great. The boat was great. The scenery and the experience was still. This is a look back at our houseboat there, docked beside the boat dock, actually, in Captain Pip's Marina. I'm going to let the video kind of play out again. Not a lot of action throughout the rest of the video here. You'll see some scenes at 7 Mile Bridge. Also, we'll hit up one of the canals. Caught a few small fish, nothing worth really keeping. Battling the sargassum once again, but still a whole lot of fun as an overall experience. And so that's a wrap. We had a great time fishing out in Marathon this year. If you enjoyed the video, please like us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel.